Hello, and welcome to Confidently Wrong, a show by regular dudes talking with confidence about content we have no right to speak about with any kind of authority, but do it anyway. I'm Wesley Nakamura, and as always, I'm joined by Mike Smith, award-winning director Brian Redondo, and Savon Jones, aka Captain Vonnie. This is episode 48, and we will introduce a new segment we're calling Minute to Win It. And because the holidays and, let's be real, the Omicron variant are rapidly approaching, we'll dig into our confidently wrong holiday wish list. I'm confident that it's going to be the best show you've ever listened to, and well, hey, if it's not, you can always ask us for a refund. Welcome back to the next episode, or our newest episode of Confidently Wrong. I'm excited to try a new segment here. We're going to call it Minute to Win It. So here's the deal, guys. Instead of doing a What We're Loving, because I think there's just kind of a lot going on right now, we're only going to get a minute to explain, 60 seconds to explain your take on the thing that you've sort of been into lately. Mike is sharing a timer with us, so we kind of have an idea of how long it's going to take. There may or may not be involved some kind of buzz or a bell or something like that. Follow-up questions are allowed, but let's try and keep those short so that we can keep this moving because we got something like 9 or 10 items to get through. The first topic is...
Wait, Wes. Before you get into that, what do we win at the end of a minute?
My love.
Damn.
My affection.
Ugh, I don't want that at all.
Yeah, I'm good.
Can we trade that in for something else?
You can win You can win
Can I get
pecan
a gift
pie.
card? I like cute baby pictures. I don't want your love.
Oh, man. Dude, being a father right now is impossible. This baby has like reflux that is really bad, so she's always like miserable and grunting and like farting and crying. So we have to like hold her for a little bit after she eats. And then she just spits up anyways and just like pukes all over you. And then, you get it settled, you get her to sleep, and you put her down. And then as soon as you put her down, flat on her back, then the reflux kicks back in, and then she's angry again. And so you cannot sleep at all right now.
I feel like you might have like a little selection bias here because the only times you're hanging out with the baby are when, bad things are happening because it's the only time you can peel yourself away from Apex. So
I haven't played Apex in like 3 days, man. But yeah, it's,
you've been watching
you're
Hawkeye.
right there. And been watching Hawkeye. The baby's been watching Hawkeye as well. All right. So here we go.
We love your baby. So.
Let's start. Kaya is amazing. She's great. She's wearing a Lakers onesie right now, guys.
Oh, God.
It has her name on it. It's
Why are you going to do that? That's like making your child a Republican. Like they didn't ask for this.
They're just born into it.
I have nothing conducive to say.
You gotta get him conditioned early, guys.
Mike also
going
known
green.
As brainwashing.
This was the biggest news for me. Mike dropped a chunk of change down at Costco. Mike, 1 minute. Tell us about your experience with the Xbox Series X.
I was so upset over
S.
the launch state. Yes, S, and I'll talk about that with my 50 seconds remaining. I was so upset about Battlefield, which I will talk about later on, and Halo had such a buzz to it that I went out and impulse bought a Series S, the cheaper one. I love it. We've talked about that on the show. It is so accessible. Like the console is pretty cheap. Got it on discount at Costco. Got great Game Pass deals for Black Friday. So I got like $100 for the whole year of Game Pass. So that's already essentially worth it with the games I've gotten off of it. It's super fun. It's super casual. If you already have a PS5, you want to play some of these games, I would highly recommend getting the S. There were some X's available this past week. That's the stronger console. But it's dope. Halo is awesome. I'll talk about that in 5 seconds. Highly recommend the Series S.
What are the other games besides Halo?
There's Forza Horizon 5, which if you like driving games is supposed to be really dope. There is Back for Blood, which is free on Game Pass as well. There's a lot of shit on the Game Pass. The Game Pass is really interesting. It's gotten quite a lot more quality since I checked a while ago. So shout out friend of the show, Alan, there. I'll take that L publicly. But yeah, it's dope. So I'm going to start as like poor show planning here, Wes. I'm starting with the timer and doing the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I
you
have two brain cells, bro. I can't talk, click, and read the thing, dude.
Wait, I don't know if you know this, but Mike has a pretty good TV. So, Mike, how does the Series S work with your pretty good TV?
Well, even on the PS5, I was saying this earlier, I always opt to performance mode where it's going to be a higher frame rate and not native 4K. So the main thing with the Series S is it can't do native 4K, which isn't really something that's going to impact me too much. It can run Halo well. By run it well, I mean it's incredibly smooth, this rock steady frame rate. The graphics aren't crazy, but it's like, I would have got the Series X. I have a bunch of expenses looming over me, so I figured I'd start being like you two and, an old responsible adult. But it graphic wise, it's totally fine. I even been playing it on monitors a bit so Anna can watch the TV, but it can do the frame rate steady, which is my main concern, especially with the performance issues in Battlefield, which I'll talk about. Now, Halo.
60 seconds.
Halo is so goddamn fun, dude. It is like one of those games. Like, okay, and here's the headline. Savon has made fun of me a lot for this. I never played Halo as a kid. I never owned an Xbox in my life. In fact, this is my first time owning all three consoles, like the Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation. So my younger self is happy with me. It's so fun, dude. I'm properly addicted to it. I'm thinking about it when I'm not playing it. I'm watching videos. Like, it is just so fun. I feel like I'm like making up for all these childhood moments I was deprived of. Slowly the boys are getting onto it. Maybe Savon will get on there pretty soon. But it's just it's so fun. From the people that are veterans, they've said it's really encapsulated that old feel. They haven't really felt buzz like this around a Halo game in a long time. So it's just, they really knocked it out of the park. There are some concerns around the monetization of the game and with the battle pass, but that is something that can be much more easily tweaked than gameplay a la Battlefield.
And this is Halo Infinite, right?
Halo Infinite, yeah.
Okay.
So it's in beta right now, and the multiplayer will be free, which is also cool.
Y'all got follow-ups?
I'm glad you get to appreciate what most other people got to spend their teenage and preteen years.
I know, I'm making up for last time, which is fine.
I just have very vivid memories of, like, I remember me and Tyler played through Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo Reach, and me and multiple friends in college would play so much Halo, and it was such a time sink. And I'm glad. I'm secondhand happy that you get to appreciate it, even though my whole squad is switching sides.
Yeah, Savon sent a meme of like Civil War from Marvel of us now.
I'm feeling like Tony.
Mike, what's your go-to weapon in multiplayer?
Go-to weapon? I really love the assault rifle, but there's a bunch of good ones. The melee weapons are super fun. There's a whole strategy. I've been watching YouTube videos on it.
Dope. Keep watching your YouTubes. All right, our next 60 seconds. Brian, you're going to talk about Arcane. We talked a little bit about it last time in our What We're Loving, or in a couple episodes ago in about What We're Loving, but we've had the conclusion now. Where are we standing on Arcane, Brian? What did you come away thinking?
Arcane on Netflix, a League of Legends show that seems like it shouldn't work because it's based on League of Legends, but maybe that's exactly why it works. It's a great animated show. Like the animation is phenomenal. They really like spent every budget dollar on it, and I'm looking at you, Invincible. Like, get your act together. This is like the high bar here. Like, like all the designs, the animation, all the editing choices, the music. It's just a really top level production through and through. And then the story itself was really great because they're, a huge cast of characters, a lot of power dynamics playing between them, building the world out. It's a sprawling universe in this League of Legends arena, naturally. But I will say, I think the ending got maybe a little too busy at the end. There's kind of some new dynamics that were being presented, but it did end in a very satisfying Mexican standoff, and we should stop calling it Mexican standoff. Maybe a triangle standoff would be better.
Right.
But we were left with a great cliffhanger, and I'm excited for season 2 already. Can they drop that like next week?
Next week.
I'm going to start playing League of Legends.
Triceratops standoff. That's what we should call it. All right, sounds good. I loved it. I thought it was great. I too also thought that having multiple like interests, it wasn't just like bad guys, good guys. It was like a very like shaded gray of what people's different priorities and interests were, and it kind of led to some interesting conflicts, but also some interesting cooperations. And some of that got a little bit muddy at the end, especially with Jace. I think that's his name, the guy with the hammer. He was sort of a little bit confusing, but I think everything else, I think they really pulled off like really well.
Yeah, it's, and like those dynamics and conflicts, they're political, they're familial, they're friendship, they're scientific, they're like scientific based, there's industrial, there's so many different types of things going on that keeps the show and the world very fascinating.
English teachers around the world are just rejoicing. It's got man versus system.
All right, we ready for the next one?
No, but go ahead, Wesley.
I don't even know if I'm going to need 60 seconds on this. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Cowboy Bebop, the live action series starring John Cho. I love John Cho. He's great. He's a wonderful actor. He plays the title role of Spike in this one, which is a kind of a remake of the cartoon, the anime from quite a few years ago now. We were talking about this earlier that, when me and Brian were in college, this was already like old. So I don't even know if Savon and Mike were born yet when this like came out for reals.
They were sperm.
Maybe they didn't. Maybe they were born. They just like didn't, speak full English yet. They were still, babbling. So anyways, I don't know. I mean, the show sort of is missing something. I like parts of it. I think the characters are like really interesting, but the show just doesn't seem to quite work yet. It's actually been kind of a slog to get through. I'm only on episode 4 out of 10, and I don't know that I'm like really committed to finishing it, but that's kind of where it's at. I don't know if people out there are also watching this and feeling the same, but there's just something missing.
That's enough about that show. Moving on.
All right. In exactly the opposite way, Guardians of the Galaxy on PS5 has been really fun, and really I've been like really invested in it. The game itself is just a very linear, you walk and you do the adventures and you do the little tasks or whatever, the missions. Sometimes it's a quest, sometimes it's a puzzle, sometimes it's a fight, and you always, like, no matter what you do, even if you can change the dialogue, you pretty much still do the same thing. So nothing about the game itself is like new. There's no new mechanics other than you sort of have to use your team. So you're Peter Quill, and you direct your team to do different attacks or to do different puzzle solving and things like that. But the star of the show is really just the writing. You get a real sense of like the relationships between the different characters. They sometimes fight, they sometimes get along, they sometimes encourage each other, they sometimes don't encourage each other, and sort of that like chosen family dynamic. Yeah, it's very much in line with kind of what we know, and we get to know them in a different continuity than we've seen in the movies. So A+, highly recommend it. It's $25 right now on sale.
That's the biggest selling point. The price tag.
Yeah. If you can get a PS5 game for $25 and it's a, big title, you should do it.
All right, Savon.
So 2K revisit. So I've been playing for about a month and some change now. What I can say pretty confidently about NBA 2K22 is that the basketball side of the mechanics are extremely well done, but it's really hard. So the game is like just very unforgiving. So even if you want to go for a layup, you better time it right, because if you don't, you're going to miss a wide open layup. Hey, you have an open jump shot? Cool. If you're not good at timing your shot, you can be wide open. You will airball it if you're not good at what you're doing. So the game's still hard, but very rewarding once you can kind of get over that learning curve. Biggest issue is that the My Career mode, unfortunately, they really have made this game impossible to play without you either grinding or spending microtransactions to get more VC to upgrade your character. In the past, you can get away with being crappy and still having to grind, but now it's to the point where your character is borderline unplayable, and so that I would not recommend.
That's terrible.
All right. On that note, talking about how capitalism has just leached its tendrils into every goddamn franchise, you might have to just bleep me for a minute straight here, Wesley, because I'm going to talk about Battlefield 2042.
Great. We'll release this podcast in January.
Capitalism is so goddamn annoying, dude. It's just like EA got their goddamn greedy ass elite like baby eating, Pizzagate, goddamn fucking fingers into this game. It is the most unfinished thing I've ever experienced in my life. Watching Battlefield just completely descend into this shell of what it once was is truly upsetting. Now, there's a lot of good stuff in the game. There's a lot of potential. In 6 months, it's going to be a dope game. In a year, it's going to be a real dope game. EA keeps making these developers rush out these games that are unfinished and make all these stupid decisions. It's the same shit 2K does. It's the same shit that's happening with Halo. It's just like, why does everything have to be so goddamn monetized that it's just completely ruining the quality of these goddamn games? Sorry for all that bleeping, but you don't get to call me Battlefield Mike, and this is what you get.
Mike Smith in 2022, folks.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm leaving my acerbidity in 2021.
Well, so the Redditors were right. This game,
Well, no,
pile of poo.
No,
And they messed it up.
no. It's not objectively bad. There's a lot of really good in it. Again, the headline is it's unfinished. You know, that when y'all asked me how it was, I sent the Gordon Ramsay thing. Like, oh, it's raw. It's just so uncooked, dude. It's unbelievable how much stuff they weren't able to finish and get in the game. And they've done this with multiple games, EA. It's just they just rush stuff out. They'd rather have it out than have to worry about and make the holiday money than have to worry about delaying it to have it be an actual fleshed out game. It's absurd.
Fair enough. That doesn't make me want to buy it.
No, no one should. You shouldn't buy it right now. You should
Don't
absolutely
buy
not
it.
buy it right now. In 6 months, it's already on sale. It's already $40. What does that say? It came out like 6 hours ago.
You did shoot down a helicopter. That was kind of cool.
No, there's a
saw
bunch of dope moments in the game when it works, but there's so much in between the moments that aren't dope because it's not a finished video game.
I'm afraid to ask what these unfinished moments are.
It's just bad, bro. It's just like not lack of polish all around.
Don't even get me started on the PC performance. It's
All right.
obnoxious. I don't even
Like
have a
what-
PC and it upsets me.
Wes, you're a teacher. Imagine if, I sent in my paper to you and I just didn't proofread it.
Welcome to my life. That's just like all the time.
Hey, but you know what? In the working world, that's how things are.
No, and like Battlefield, it'd be like, imagine if I like forgot to put periods into my essay.
Your dissertation.
I was like, oh, you know what? We're going with a design choice where we're not using capital letters in any sentence ever.
Everything's in beta, man. Everything's in beta. Google ruined it. All right, Brian, what'd you say?
I was going to say, that's in the working world, though, you do submit things to your boss that are unfinished because you know your boss is going to correct those things. So I will say it's sort of acceptable, but whatever.
All right, moving on.
Moving on.
Calm
Moving
down for
on.
a second.
I'm excited about this one. I've been interested to check this out. Heard good things.
This one is for Music Mike over here. So one of the great things about Thanksgiving is that you're with family and you no longer have absolute totalitarian dominance over entertainment choices. And so they put this on the screen and I just watched it, right? So what I'm talking about here is the other Disney Plus Thanksgiving drop, which is the new Beatles documentary series on Disney Plus. It's called The Beatles Get Back. It's from our friend Peter Jackson,
Oh, really?
Lord of the Rings director. And just like Lord of the Rings, he's made this into a trilogy that lasts for 8 hours.
Oh my
and
gosh.
that is a legit 8 hours. Each episode is like 2.5 hours long or whatever. You can do the math for me. But I will say that level of indulgence in watching the Beatles in this pressure cooker situation for those, 8 hours. I've only watched one episode, which was 2.5 hours. Watching them do that is kind of magical. And it's them in a studio trying to develop an album in 2 weeks of time, an album and a stage performance in 2 weeks time. And you're just there. You're like a fly on the wall in the studio. You're
Which
watching,
album is it?
It's Get Back.
Oh.
The Get Back album, which is like their last studio album. I don't know the Beatles music very well, like whatever, but watching Paul McCartney do his thing, just like crank out song after song and having the band try to figure it out. And also the dynamics between people. You see Paul and John together. Yoko Ono's always there. She gets on the mic too and starts yelling some crazy stuff. George Harrison gets very annoyed with the band. but also comes up with some great music, and it's just like, I don't know, there's something wonderful and beautiful about watching the music making process happen in what feels like almost real time, because this is so long.
This feels like a very not Wesley kind of thing. Like, I just want to get to the end. Show me where the real music is.
Yeah, just listen to the album then.
Oh my god.
All right, our last one. We got 1 minute. Savon, what are you going to hit us with here in your minute to win it?
Yeah, I'm gonna pitch again why people should continue to watch Young Justice or start it if they have not.
Yo, season 3 though was bad. I don't know.
Yo, man, season 3 was not bad. Also, Wes, no offense, you don't like stuff, bro.
To be fair, you don't like stuff either.
I like season 1 and 2.
Yeah, but I think I have
don't
better
do a
reasons.
timer.
for
See, I
not
don't have a
liking
timer,
stuff.
and we're just absolutely rambling.
Okay,
All right,
cool.
minute.
Look, Young Justice season 4. Why you should watch it? DC. I've always been a huge advocate for DC putting out the best animated superhero stuff. I think that has not changed. Young Justice, I think, has been one of their, if not their best long-running animated series, period. I think it's better than Justice League Unlimited at this point. The premise is that you have the premise at the beginning of the show is the sidekicks, their story, them being kind of a covert team. As the show goes on, it expands into seeing more of the sidekicks, but they have a lot of growth, development. The team shifts out, people get older. The biggest reason anyone should watch Young Justice is because they take a very grounded and practical approach to some of the conflicts that happen in the show. So there's themes of trying to be a good parent, what you should do for your child, friendship, death, mourning. It all comes up in very meaningful ways that it's just quality writing beyond it just being a DC show.
Nice.
Oh,
Way to hit
good
it on
time
the
management,
minute.
Savon.
I have no
The most
questions.
professional
no
one of
follow-ups.
us.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't know who won it, but I know that Mike lost it because he hated
lost
Battlefield
it.
and he had to play Battlefield. Yeah, he lost it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It was an L I'm willing to take for myself.
All right, well, in a
I mean,
few
I took
weeks,
the L too, bro.
Yeah.
in a few weeks, we have the holidays coming up: Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, everything. I don't know. I'm sure there's many other holidays that are being celebrated in the wintertime. But you know, I'm a Christmas man. I love Christmas. It's about getting presents. It's about giving presents a little bit, but mostly about getting presents. So, I wanted to ask the guys, what's on your holiday wish list? So you can talk about 1 or 2 tangible things. So like a thing you could actually touch or hold or something, feel. And then you have to talk about 1 intangible thing you'd like to have. Savon, what's on your holiday wish list?
I mean, I want an Xbox because now all my homies got Xboxes, and I want to play Halo because all my homies play Halo. So, like, that's a pretty straightforward one. We'll see if I have the finances to make it happen and how, impulsive I'm willing to be. So that's one thing I want. Another thing I want, and this is actually pretty tangible, is I'm still winter coat shopping, but I kind of want to get like a fur coat, Just
fake
you
fur.
I don't care. I care about the aesthetic. So I don't care if it's real or not.
Right.
But I
Pimpalicious.
just want a really just
I don't know
big
if that sentence came out
fur-
the way you were planning it to come out, but this is
What?
not a fur supporting show.
Oh, bro, I don't care if it's real, fake, animal person. As long as it's just a big fur thing and it looks fresh and it keeps me warm, I'm with it. I want one of those. So
I want a
I'm kinda
human skin.
What if it was
Fresh.
just all human hair? Would you wear that?
if it looked good. Like, that depends. If it looks good, sure. Like,
What do
people
you
wear
need?
human hair. That's not a new thing.
Our PETA sponsorship is going out the window here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where
so give me
are
a-
you wearing this fur coat to?
I don't
to
want to
work?
go outside. Yeah,
You wear
Just
it to
outside.
work? You
Oh,
wearing
what?
it while you're scraping off the ice off your windshield?
Sure. Or if I go to the farmer's market, I want to go shopping. Or if I just want to be cute, go to the Pistons game. Point is, I just want a big fur coat that just says, "Hey, look at that guy." I'm like, damn right. That's
All
the
right.
tangible list. And then for intangible, okay, so y'all seen Harry Potter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want a house elf.
Ooh, a Dobby?
Yeah, I just want a house elf. Like, there's just so many things. I'm just looking around my apartment, like, it's cool. But like,
Weren't
what
we
if I
trying to
just had-
liberate the house elves?
I don't know if house elves decorate, Savon.
I'm not talking about decorate. I'm just talking about just. I mean,
I like
you can get you. I'm sure you can get you a house elf that can decorate.
Yeah. I think that's possible.
But more importantly, wouldn't it just do just menial tasks, just load and unload the dishwasher.
Has adulting in your first apartment got you down, Savon?
Unplugging stuff. No, it's just one of those.
Unplugging stuff. What?
Yeah, what are you unplugging?
Just meaning y'all don't unplug all your stuff when you leave the house.
You unplug
Oh my God.
everything.
Now we have to spend 5 minutes talking about this.
Wait, what?
What are you talking about?
What are you unplugging? Like your toaster and stuff?
I only unplug the space heater.
Most things in your home, even when they're plugged in, they still passively draw power. So
Sure.
I've just tried to make a habit of.
How much time do you spend
Everything?
unplugging stuff before you leave your house?
Yeah, I have a lot of things.
I'm just imagining Savon coming back home and then plugging
having to
in his
plug
wall
everything
clock and then having to reset the clock.
Answer the question, Savon. How much time when you're leaving your house are you spending unplugging stuff?
I'm not doing this with y'all.
Oh, no, we
Get
are.
back on
We
topic.
are. Give me a number. Over, under 5 minutes.
It's germane.
Dude, it takes me like a minute before I leave.
Okay, all right. So it's not
Like
that much.
I don't know what
than a
germane is, but you unplug everything?
What?
For
What
your
exactly
power
are
bill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it the bill?
We need to get an electrical engineer on this show to walk
What's
through
the
this.
savings? Yeah.
I
We
don't
need
know.
to
Don't
the
do.
savings.
I'm not doing this. All I'm saying is that for Christmas, I would like to have a house elf because a house elf could just be a little goon who could just, like, hey, Dobby, go scrape the ice off the windshield. Hey,
Dobby's gonna
go
be
heat
like,
the car up.
Dobby,
Hey,
plug in the toaster.
yeah.
Savon might need a timeout after this. I don't know. You guys talk about me saying some out there stuff. That was out there, man. All right.
Oh
All right.
God.
I'll go on mine, so we could just tap move right along here. So on my wish list, which is not really reasonable. The first thing is I would really like a Sonos Arc soundbar. The unreasonableness of this is that it's $800.
Jesus.
It like never goes
For a
on sale.
sound bar?
It doesn't.
Wait, is it actually shaped like an arc? Like, is it a
It's-
half circle?
No, it's shaped like a spaceship from Dune. It's kind
Does
of.
it have a
oval.
built-in bidet to it? I see that's number 2. It's $800.
Wait, we're gonna get there. Don't spoil my thunder. All right,
Oh,
so
I'm sorry.
the Sonos Arc, it's got Dolby Atmos, which means it'll have like more 3-dimensional sound. It's got a virtual surround sound mode to it. It does not come with any kind of subwoofer. So it's already like you need to, you don't need to, but like you could add like a subwoofer to it. Like it's just unreasonable, but I still want it. I'm not asking anybody for it, but it is on my wish list of things that like I kind of want. All
Just
right.
get a speaker system. Nobody should have sound bars.
Okay, but then how do I, but then you need like a receiver, you need like all this other stuff. It's expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not $800.
Yeah, it is. For a good one. All right, anyways. I don't know. You're right. It's unreasonable and I should not get it. So I'm not
I'm not one
getting
for
it.
not being reason. I'm like Reason and Mike. Like that's like orange juice and toothpaste. But I'm just saying there are better ways you can get the same outcome here with far less money.
All right. Well, if you do the research on it and find me a reasonable one,
But
$500
does it look
or
like
less.
a Dune spaceship? That's what we
Yeah.
want.
Right. Yeah. The
Does it
speaker
have a
system wouldn't
shield?
Look like, yeah.
do the legwork,
Does it
Mike.
give you spice? No.
It's gonna spice up
Not
my
worth it.
sound, audio experience.
Does
All
it
right.
bring joy?
My second thing, and I think this is very reasonable and very practical. I think it's time for us to move to a bidet. So it's been just this idea of a bidet has like been burning in my brain since I saw the Hassan Minhaj stand-up special from a few years ago. He was just talking about how like civilized people we should wash our bottoms. When you poo, when you go number 2 with water. Like, you don't go running. His bit was like, you don't go running around outside in the mud, walk into the shower, and then wipe yourself down with paper, and then consider yourself clean. Like, you need the water. The water is an integral aspect of keeping yourself clean. I think he's onto something. I think, civilizations of the world that use water to clean their tushies, their bungholes, are on the right side of history here. So I think I need to move to the right side of history and get some kind of bidet situation. But I want the warm water one. I don't want the cold water one because that seems invasive.
You want like the fancy Japanese
The
toilet
Japanese
that has all the different
toilets,
settings.
bro. Oh my
Perfect
god!
aim.
It oscillates. It's got a fan. Look here.
I've never
let me-
been,
let me
but
be-
yes, that sounds ideal.
Let me be real with y'all.
All
In
right.
case it's not apparent in my obvious day-to-day behavior. I've had my challenges with mental health throughout my life. I've done a lot of work in improving who I am as a person. Now,
Is
part
that
of that
evident?
It
Is
really
that
shows
evident?
off.
Yeah.
Now, Jesus, I mean, like if we did the show 5 years ago, it's been intolerable. It's not tolerable now, but even more so. There have been 2 decisions I've made in my life that have had dramatic, immediate improvements to my mental health. The first was quitting a toxic job. The second was getting a bidet.
Oh,
And
you
they're
have
on
a bidet.
they're on equal playing field. Bro, I have a bidet. Every one of my close friends has a bidet. It is an immediate improvement to your daily quality of life.
How did Anna not make the list here? Anna should make your list of mental health, amazing.
Well, you didn't even talk.
Oh, maybe she's the one that got the
Bro,
bidet.
she's on there somewhere.
Yeah,
When she
look.
starts cleaning my butt with water, then we'll put her on a 2-seed here.
Hot Bull's cold. What the?
Wow.
Bidets are
Bars.
all my friends have one. Every time we're at a party, like it's there's one drink everyone's had, and then we're talking about bidets. Everybody should have a bidet. It is obnoxious. We went through one Costco thing of toilet paper throughout the entire pandemic. Like,
Wait, you don't use toilet paper?
you do, but
Well, how
you
do
don't
you
have
dry
to
off?
use a lot. Well,
Oh.
just a little. I'm not gonna get into details there, but
Do you have
Sounds
a
like your
tushy?
boys are wet. Sounds like you put
no,
your boys
fuck
away
tushy,
wet.
bro. It's like I hate all this. Every normal product has to have an Instagram, like cute with a cute name that they just sell you a worse product for like
Casper
twice as
mattress.
much. Yeah, like that. Go on Amazon, get a bidet for $40. It will genuinely change your life. I've never. This is my number one recommendation for any movie, game, show, book, anything I've ever talked about this podcast. Bidet is above that.
Mike, I done stayed at your
Comfortably.
crib a couple times and house set.
Did you use it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the what do you mean?
It's-
Yeah, I'm gonna
it's
need
straight.
you to have a little
It's
bit of
straight.
enthusiasm here. I know it's hard for you.
It was. I don't know, man. I wasn't really impressed.
Oh, well, you gotta.
Do you clench your butt when it sprays up because it's like so surprising, or do
No,
you
you
gotta
get
relax
used to it. Look, in the
You gotta
beginning,
relax.
it's a lot. It's a pretty strong stream. It can feel a little sharp. You get a little bit calloused going on. You figure out the degree of intensity that works for you. And then look, like that's baseline entry model bidet here. Once we start talking about these Japanese bidets, I mean that's you buy a whole toilet. Spend your $800 on that, Wesley. You don't even buy it on a
Oh.
sound bar. It plays music.
Yeah.
It's got a fan. It'll rock your baby to sleep while
Makes
you're
you
sleeping.
breakfast. You'll
Oh,
never leave the toilet.
I
Okay,
can't
wait.
with this.
So we have like a guest bathroom, and we have a bathroom off our bedroom. Should we install it in the guest bedroom because that's the poop bathroom, or should we install it in the main bathroom?
You poop in your guest bathroom?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's right next to our like.
Yeah,
the,
well, yeah. Why would you put it
main
in the
one is by
bathroom?
our bedroom.
You're not using the facilities in the proper way. Then
All right. So the guests
I'm
also
telling you,
get
I'm
access
telling
to
you, I'm not exaggerating here. We'll change your life.
The bidet
I
is like when you.
I
get the eye
cannot
doctor.
even think about like a time before bidets. It's obnoxious. This country is so far behind in so many ways, and the fact that we're using goddamn one ply out here is just obnoxious.
One
Big
ply.
toilet,
Conspiracy from
paper
big toilet paper.
must be
That's right.
stopped.
Big toilet.
Johnson Controls, man. Those guys.
Big
own
Charmin.
us.
Get them out of here.
Look, it's the reason. It's the reason bidets are normalized and marijuana isn't legalized. Is these goddamn paper companies. Those are the 2 things in my life I really care about.
This
All right.
man.
Let's move
Oh my
on.
God.
Brian, what's on your wish list for the holiday season 2021?
So,
Is it a bidet now? Did you have to add another?
You look skeptical that whole time, which I don't appreciate, but whatever.
I look skeptical, or Wes
yeah,
looks skeptical?
Yeah, you look skeptical.
We're both skeptical, I think.
No, I've spent some time. I was in Morocco for like a couple
Oh,
weeks.
well, there you go.
Like
Yeah, there
many
you go.
years ago.
Yeah, you know.
And we were doing like a house stay, and the bathroom didn't have like a proper bidet, but it had like a tiny hose next
no.
to the toilet.
No way.
and they
No,
didn't give us
no.
toilet paper, and all of us we were all Americans, right? We were like, oh my God, what do we do here? By the end of the 2 weeks, we were like, damn, man, I can't believe we got to go back to toilet paper because I feel so fresh and clean all the time. Especially
telling you.
having
I'm
like
saying it.
Montezuma's Revenge or whatever you call it, like for the duration.
No
of those 2
problem. You
weeks.
can throw anything you want at it, leaving squeaky clean.
And that was the kind of device where you got to do the aiming yourself.
No, that's a
right?
lot. Yeah, no, that's
which
a
is
lot.
really hard. So I could imagine. Well, I have experienced the beauty of a Japanese toilet. Those things, like the aim is so precise.
How does it know?
They should have that in Battlefield. I mean, really, you'll never miss. It is a nice boost in quality of life.
A booty boost.
Oh my
What would
God.
boost
Preach.
my quality of life right now are some effing New York Knicks tickets at Madison Square Garden.
Bing bong.
They have like been the worst franchise in the past 2 decades of the NBA, and yet their franchise is still one of the most valuable, and tickets to their games are absurdly expensive. Like if you look at the NBA marketplace for tickets, you'd be like, oh yeah, Pelicans game $5. Oh yeah, like Sixers game $10. A Knicks game against the worst team in the league, like the Rockets or something, minimum $80. Like what the hell? And those are for nosebleed seats. Like, can they please get it under control and just make it accessible for all the hardcore fans out there like myself? So that being said, I would love some regular Knicks tickets. Like, and it's okay if they're in the 200 section, because those are worth $100 anyway per game. And that would just be nice. They're not even that great this year. They were way better last year. They're kind of mediocre now, but I want to go and yell at them. So that's number 1 for me. Number 2 is sort of a tangible, intangible.
Wait,
I
to
need
back
some more
you up
space.
before you go there. Check this out. I mean, this is for this seat right here in the very top corner. It's 113 for their next home game.
Yeah,
Oh
but there's
my
not
God.
at Madison Square.
Who
There's not
are
a
they
bad
playing?
seat in there.
The
Yeah, there are
Bulls.
bad seats. If
Yeah,
you
that's
can't
bad
read
seats,
the
huh?
name on the back of the player's jersey, it's
That's so
probably
far.
not a great seat.
I mean, I
Okay,
guess you could
touche.
be on one of these catwalk seats, but
Who
the
are they playing
400
against?
level, the Bulls.
How much are the close tickets?
All right, let's see.
Oh, the close
Spike
tickets
Lee
are
tickets?
I'm just
absurd.
curious.
Here,
I just want to feel poor
117.
for a sec.
$500 for the lower bowl,
That's
not
not-
like courtside, like lower bowl.
Are courts not even for sale?
No,
Doesn't look
doubt-
like it.
doubtful.
Baseline.
You need
How do
you
you
need
how do you get
clout.
those tickets?
You don't buy courtside tickets. You have clout. That's
Well,
how
you
it
can
works.
come down here and go to a Pelicans game for like they'll actually pay you to go.
I could probably pay for a flight to New Orleans and go to the game, and it'd still be cheaper than go to a Knicks game.
I think you actually could.
But then you wouldn't
Yeah.
get the
Like a
Bing Bong MSG experience.
Yeah. I want to be part of one of those viral videos after they win a game and
Spider
just say the
Cuz.
most
Those
ridiculous
do
stuff.
look like fun.
All right, keep going. So
So-
Knicks tickets.
So
Kemba
Knicks
Walker
is
not
number
playing in
one.
the fourth quarter. Good job.
Yeah. Yeah. Can we get our bench
Mid.
in there? So Knicks tickets number 1. Number 2 is another New York problem. I just want more space. Can I get more space? I have this whole pandemic, I've just been like buying shit that I don't need. I have like way too many board games, some that I've never even played before with another human being, but they take up a lot of space, and I just need more space, man. Can like somebody buy me an apartment already or a condo?
Yeah, go live in Kate Bishop's apartment in
Yeah,
Midtown.
come on, she's not using it. She's out like hanging out with Hawkeye. Like, I could live there. I could live in their closet, and it would be still substantially more space than I have. I need to put all my my comic books, my board games, my Funko Pops. Like they need proper placement, and that's only going to come with greater square footage. So Santa Claus, if you're out there, get me 1,000 square feet. That's all I need.
Have you
That's what I
have you
mean.
ever thought about having less stuff?
Have you ever thought about not
No.
living in Brooklyn?
No, never. That's preposterous. Why would you do either of those things? I need every single one of those board games, man.
You know
They're
what
so
you need,
good.
bro? You need one of those hammer space bags. You know what I'm talking about?
I have
What's a
no
hammer
idea what
space
you're
bag?
talking about.
What do you?
Are you talking about
Ha-
MC Hammer?
No. Hammer space is the term in fiction or video games where characters can just hold all of their items in that inventory.
Oh yeah.
It's called hammer space.
Why
you
is it
just
called
need-
Hammer Space?
I don't do ask too
Someone
much.
just made that up.
I did not make that up.
But yeah, I need the upgrade so that my inventory is limitless.
You're not getting the benefit of that Apple money yet? What's the deal here? Does Anna need to take on another job?
No, maybe she needs a strong nudge in that direction, though.
Yeah, you've been gassing up Arcane. We got to get you on a Netflix show.
Yeah.
He was on a Netflix show.
I was on one. I was on. I did Explain.
We got to get you back on a Netflix show.
One day, we'll see. So, intangible, similarly related, the supply chain shortage around the world is really messing up my vibe. I still don't have a PS5. Also, there's this board game that I really want that I ordered like half a year ago. Still hasn't arrived.
The supply chain shortage is messing up board games?
It's messing up board games. It's messing up everything, man. So in order to correct that problem, I think we gotta unleash the robots. Can we unleash the robots?
How's that gonna help?
Live in the world of Wall-E already? What?
What
robots?
robots?
Do all the supply chain stuff, you know?
They can do it all. Do it all. Give all of us universal basic income. We're gravy. It's all good from there.
And then take
Then
all
I can
those
live my
people
life.
and turn them into coats for Savon.
Yeah. The ones left over, and then we'll have enough money to support everybody else.
Well, I don't see how we can get some house elves involved.
Yeah, I'm just house elf running the global supply chain.
I mean, isn't that how Santa Claus works?
Kind of.
And isn't that what Christmas is all about, Wes? Getting gifts.
Getting gifts. I love
Full
getting
circle,
gifts.
baby.
Getting gifts, having elves do the work.
Full circle, baby.
Giving gifts is overrated, guys. Getting gifts is where it's at, let me tell you.
Yeah.
All right, well, for me, my impulse control issues make the holidays, I don't have a wish list because I'm not good
You
at
bought it all.
buying things. Yeah. Tangible thing I can control is I'd love for capitalism to just take a little break, just a little bit, and let games just be fun again. And not
Are you a
have to be-
socialist, bro? Are you a socialist?
I'm politically yes. When it comes to games, I'm like a hardcore communist. The state should like seize the means of production for every video game, and it should just become a quality or a mid product, I guess.
Yeah, you'll get a
Yeah.
VW bug.
Hey, great car. What do you? First of all, it's German. Second of all, and I said this earlier. I'm not gonna swear. I gave you enough work earlier, Wes.
Yeah, man. We're pushing
Both-
February at
look,
this point, guys.
With Battlefield, the capitalism and not only impact the rush, like how rushed it is, but also some of the design choices are there just to really make it a product that's going to attract as many people to play the game as possible so that they can make money. I hate that.
How
There's
dare
only
they
so-
get more
There's
users?
only so
That's
much you
so
can do
dumb.
with that. Shut up, Wesley. If you start shilling for EA, I'm going to quit this podcast. So I hope they do the right thing there. It seems like they will. We will see. And then Halo, the gameplay is fantastic, but the actual like battle pass system is kind of greedy and stingy in like the way you progress and get cosmetics. Particularly because like they said like a whole thing with this game is going to be like customization is going to be really deep, like millions of options you can color your Spartan with. That is not the case right now because all these companies are so greedy. So I just hope in the holiday spirit they have a little kindness and unclench a little bit, just a little bit.
They need a
The intangible thing,
Yeah,
and-
the day
and-
would help open up them. Never mind.
yeah.
Relax. Just relax.
The little enema is never bad for anybody. The intangible. This is just a tiny thing because there isn't, world peace, yada yada yada.
Okay.
I'm so sick of these goddamn car warranty spam calls. I'm really so sick of just junk mail. I'm trying to be a more organized person with my email and my phone, yada yada yada. It is impossible to keep up. And again, it's capitalism. It's just spamming me with nonsense. And it's minor, it's whatever. It would be really nice if they would just give us all a little break because I get like 3 calls a day about my goddamn car warranty and I'm just not going to fall for it. So I don't really know what to do there. If anybody has any tips for how to get myself off the goddamn list, please let me know. It would
I
Sounds
be
like
don't
you-
great.
really understand the logic behind the spammers even.
I don't
How do they even make any money off of doing that? Nobody responds to those things.
And sometimes it's real people too, dude.
How
Sometimes
do they-
it's real
yeah.
people.
It reminds me of like the people that get hired
Capitalism.
to like talk to you on the street. Like like, hey, do you support animal rights? Like, who's paying these people to gather signatures or whatever they're doing on random sidewalks in every city of the world? Like, how does
That
this
was
make
me.
any business sense?
I used to do that for politicians and
Oh,
for voter registration stuff.
Jeez. Oh, okay.
But you don't get
That's
paid
a
for
little
that.
different.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
not.
it
like,
wasn't just voter registration. I mean, I've done it for like different stuff, and it's like, hey, they're just trying to get the good word out, so they give you money. That's what they plan is. So
burn it all down. I don't want to be marketed anything. I just want to consume on my own volition.
have
All
no
right,
choice,
fair
Mike.
enough. It sounds like that would be a quality of life improvement, I think.
Yeah, bidets,
No
spam calls, square footage.
Have you guys ever seen Maniac on Netflix? It's Jonah Hill and Emma Stone. And anyway, they live in a world where you can opt in to receive spam, like to get money. And basically somebody, like a personal spammer, just follows you around and reads you ads like directly to your face for like half a
It
day.
sounds horrible.
And then you get paid.
Quick
I would for
complaint,
money. I'd do that, no problem.
maybe. Quick complaint about the phone robocall thing. I have a job where my phone number, just a lot of people have it, and it's normal to me to get calls from numbers I don't know. So I'm one of those people who I have to always pick up my phone, even if it's a number I don't know, because it could be work related. I can't just ignore it.
That is
And
horrible.
It is awful
That
because
is
I could
horrible.
be in a legitimately important work meeting and have a call come up, and it's like, okay, this could be one of several people where I need to pick up the phone, and I'll answer, and then it's like, hold on, I need to step away. Hey, your call extended. Sorry, it was just nonsense. But it is awful, Mike. I used to love having a policy of not answering numbers I didn't know.
Yeah, and the iPhone
now
has
I
a feature
have to.
now where you can just have it block numbers that aren't in your contact list. You know how badly I wish I could do that, but then when someone important does call, then you miss it.
FOMO.
Like I've gotten calls that the phone was like probably spam, and I answered, and I was like, this was not spam. This was someone who I do work with, and they just live in a different obscure part of the country, and we're only talking because of work. But no, this is not spam. So stop jumping the gun, Apple. I need to effing up my money.
You're too smart. You're too smart. All right, friends. Well, that's a good holiday list. Sounds like we need all of these things to happen. Yay, capitalism or boo capitalism, whichever way it flexes for you. Hit us up on socials at confidently_pod. Leave us a comment. What's on your wish list? Is it a bidet, perhaps, to keep your booty hole clean? Because everybody needs that. Everybody needs
Oh my
their booty hole
God.
clean.
That
We
didn't
stopped
need to be
talking
so
about the
graphic.
bidet. Yeah, we already had Mike just do a whole song and dance.
All right, friends. Visit our sponsors. Definitely PETA. I don't know if it's .com or .org, but visit them because they're gonna have lots of love for us, I think, this episode. And yeah, everything's gonna be great. I don't know when our next episode is. Hopefully, it'll be before Christmas and New Year's, but we'll see. Have a good one.
Tell your friends.
See ya.
Yeah, out.